between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. At their own 19-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
Check tight, check tight, check tight.
Slam, slam, lock, lock, lock.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And a 49er first down.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
54. Not today, you are. Not today.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move couldn't free him. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go, defense.
Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Here we go.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Murray now on 1st down. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Watch the out, watch the out. Mike 56, Mike 56. We own it.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Check 56. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run. Check, check, check. Come on. This is the mic. Now watch one. Go.
Snap comes to Murray at 1. Completes it to Aguilar. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Complete to Nelson Aguilar. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Johnson. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. First down carry here for Johnson. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, D.
Mike 56, Mike 56. UFO. Let's go, baby. 56, the Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Come off the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Murray. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He didn't even Try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Hey, one set.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Niners. 57 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Here we go,
So
here we go.
barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
54 miles. Check pass. Check pass.
On 2nd and 9. Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He's got a man, that's Keenan Allen. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we'll put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. 56.
Here's Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Murray with a 3rd and long. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
3 down. Hey, alert! 56. Mike's 56. Five.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Throwing now is Murray. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
We got 4.
Now Murray. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And all the way down to the 27. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
An update now from Oakland. The Raiders are out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Watch 82. Watch 82. He likes to sneak out late. Watch 82. Hey, check 24.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. It's complete, left side to Aguilar. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Nelson Aguilar, as the first half is winding down, and the Cardinals have taken the lead. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation. You're trying to get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
12, fellas. Here we go.
Mike 35, Mike 35. Hey, tight.
38, box truck. Get hot.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo being chased out left. Taking a shot for Samuel. Floating one, incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Down. Now the wood. Check 4. Let's go. High ball.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Murray. And his throw here's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now this time, Garoppolo will throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. On 1st down, Coleman. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
On 2nd and 15 now. Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Protein spill.
54. Mike's 54. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Check safety, check safety.
Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, 49ers. Jack Doyle, an 80-yard touchdown. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get no. Mark 56.
To throw is Murray. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
54, 11, 11.
25, check 25, check 25.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now, 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said, it's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10.
Check.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The pass complete to Hakeem Butler. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw, it's Murray. And a big loss here as he's taken down. D. Ford able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Go ahead.
Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Switch.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will.
Easy one.
3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 23. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
36-yard line.
Murray now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Johnson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the ground, this is Johnson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. Olabisi Johnson, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals have once again taken the lead.
There it is, partner. You see it. 4 fingers. What does that mean?
4 fingers. That signifies the 4th quarter's here.
That's right. Who's going to dominate? Usually both teams are holding them up. We own the 4th quarter, what we found out so far. 2 touchdowns here, and now they've taken the lead.
Yeah, 2nd one putting them in front. You know what I see on the other sideline, though? It seems like they've tensed up. Had that lead, they were playing not to lose it, and they've lost it.
That's a great observation. When you play not to lose, you usually don't win.
Now, though, they'll have the opportunity to respond. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Coleman. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Here we go. 180. Check line 54. Line 54.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. Garoppolo on the screen. This is Coleman. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
Let's go, defense.
They go to Johnson again. And an alley to run. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. 46 to Mike, 46. They can't hang. Let it go. Let it go.
1st down, Murray. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. D. Ford getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Johnson. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Mike's 56. And I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 56. Mike. 56.
49, check 49, check 49.
Again, it's Johnson. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
At the 22-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo looks to throw. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Garoppolo to throw. Dancing to his, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
21.
Garoppolo to throw for it on fourth. He's got Allen. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Murray on the keeper. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Niners' 28-yard line.
Let's go next. Time to end it. 3 bucks.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And the clock will roll down to zeros. 4 weeks in, 4-0. I don't think anybody needs to alert the 72 Dolphins just yet, but great start to the season.
Great start. How about him taking a knee at the end? And there's no better feeling for a team than to do that, to close out a victory. But you're right, at 4-0, they're sending a message to the rest of the league. They're going to be tough to deal with.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Double time. 3 down.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Cardinals, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.